Good afternoon to one and all. This is Dr. Vijay Kumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering from St. Peter's Engineering College, Hyderabad. Today I am going to discuss about the steam boilers, what are the function of steam boilers, what are the classifications of steam boilers, etc. Actually, Actually, steam boilers is one of the important component in the steam power plant layout. So the function of the steam boiler is here water is converted into steam. Actually, here the equipment used for producing steam is called steam generator or boiler. The fluid is contained in the boiler drum called shell, and the thermal energy released during the combustion of fuel, which may be solid, liquid, or gas, is transferred to water, and this converts water into steam at the desired temperature and pressure. The steam thus generated as used for the power generation, heating, and utilization of steam for industrial process such as for sizing and bleaching, etc. In textile industries and many industries like sugar mills and chemical industries. Let us see the first classification of boilers. Classification of boilers mainly according to relative position of hot gases and water, method of firing, pressure of steam, method of circulation of water, nature of services to be performed, number of fire tubes available, nature of draught, and heat source, fluid usage, and materials of construction of boiler shell. Let us see the let us discuss one by one. The first one, relative position of hot gases and water. The examples are either fire tube boilers and water tube boilers. The main differences between here the water tube boilers and fire tube boilers. The left side figure shows the fire tube boilers arrangement, and right side is the water tube boilers arrangement. The main differences is here fire is passed through the tubes and water is submerged in the tube. In case of the water tube, here it consists of the two headers. So here the drum is connected to the two headers, and here water is passed through the tubes, inner of the tube, and flue gases are surrounded outside. Yes. So fire tube boiler, the hot gases pass through the tubes that are surrounded by water. The products of combustion leaving the furnace are passed through the chimney, which are arranged within the water space. The heat energy of the flue gas is transferred to water, which is converted into steam. The spent gases are then discharged to atmosphere through chimney. For a fire tube boilers, examples are locomotive boilers, Lancashire boiler, and Cochrane boiler, etc. And in case of the water tube boiler, the tubes contain water and hot gases produced by combustion of fuel flows outside the tubes. A bank of water tubes is connected with a steam water drum through two sets of headers. The hot flue gases, the hot flue gases from the furnace are made to flow around the water tubes a sufficient number of times. The gases thus give up their heat to an appreciable extent, get cooled, and are discharged to the stand. The steam formed separates from water in the drum and gets sub accumulated in the steam space. The examples of the water tubes are Babcock and Wilcox, Stirling boiler, Arrow boiler, etc. And the second classification is method of firing. So in method of firing, internally fired boiler or externally fired boiler. The main differences between the internally fired boiler and externally fired boiler. In case of the internal fired boiler, the furnace region is provided inside the boiler shell and is completely surrounded by water cooled surfaces. And here the examples are for internally fired boiler. Examples are Cochrane, Lancashire, locomotive, and Scotch boiler. For external, whereas externally fired boilers, the furnace region is provided outside or built under the boiler. So in case of the internally fired means the furnace arrangement is inside the boiler, and externally fired boiler means here the furnace region is provided outside or built under the boiler. The externally fired boiler has the advantage that its furnace region is simple to construct and can be easily enlarged. So for example, for the externally fired boilers are Babcock and Wilcox boiler. And next one, pressure of steam method. In pressure of steam method, boilers are producing steam at a pressure of 80 bar and above are called high pressure boilers. So means the pressure of steam, either high pressure or medium pressure or low pressure. Here the ranges are, in case of the high pressure boiler, it is 80 and above. In case of low pressures, it is lower than the 80 bar are called the lower pressure. And in case of the boiler produce steam at a pressure less than critical pressure of boiler, water are called subcritical boilers. And another one is the boilers which produce steam at a pressure greater than critical pressure of water are termed as supercritical boilers. So means here the pressure of steam, either high pressure boiler, low pressure boiler, or in case of the subcritical boiler, supercritical boiler. Supercritical boiler means it is less than the critical pressure of water. Or in case of the supercritical means it is greater than the critical pressure of boiler. And the next classification is method of circulation of water. So in method of circulation of water, in forced circulation type of boilers, the circulation of water is done by a forced pump. Examples are Velox, Lamnard boiler, Benson boiler, etc. And another one, in natural circulation type of boiler, circulation of water in the boiler takes place due to natural convention, uh, currents produced by the application of heat. Examples of Lancashire, Babcock and Wilcox boilers, etc. And fifth classification, by nature of service to be performed. Here, boilers which are used with stationary plants are classified as land boilers. Another one, boilers which can be readily dismantled and easily carried from one side to another are called portable boilers. So, and last one, the marine and locomotive boilers belong to another category called mobile boilers. So, and a number of service to be performed means either land boilers, portable boilers, mobile boilers. And the sixth classification is number of fire tubes available. So here, if a boiler contains single fire tube, then it is called single fire tube boiler. If in case the multi-tube boilers, if it is greater than one tube, it is called as multi-tube boiler. So number of fire tubes available means either single stage or uh, multi-tube boiler, single tube boiler or multi-tube boiler. For single tube boilers, examples are Cornish and simple vertical boiler. For multi-tube boilers, and seventh classification is the nature of draught. When the fuel burns in the furnace of the boiler, With the natural circulation of air, the draft is named as natural draft. So mainly in a class and further natural classification of the draft, either natural draft or artificial draft. Natural draft means it mainly depends upon the atmosphere, but in case of the artificial draft, either jet draft or mechanical draft. Jet draft means mechanical draft means the mechanical draft further classified into induced forced fan, induced fan, and balanced fan. So here in case of the artificial, we are forcing, we are creating the fan in front of the boiler or in front of the chimney. And next classification is heat source. The energy, the heat energy utilized for the conversion of fluid into a vapor may be derived from combustion of solid or liquid or gaseous fuel, or the heat energy utilized for electrical and nuclear energy, and also hot waste gases of other chemical resources. And the ninth classification is fluid used. The boilers are classified as either steam boiler, classified as steam boiler, water as fluid, mercury boilers using mercury as fluid, and the which are used for heating special chemicals. And last classification, material of construction of boiler shell. Depending upon material used for the construction of boiler shell, we classify the boiler into cast iron boilers and steel boilers. These are the power boilers are usually fabricated from steel plates, and low pressure boil heating boilers are built either of cast iron or steel. And next, comparison of fire tube boilers and water tube boilers. The main comparison in position, in particularly in case of the position of water and gases, hot gases flow inside the tubes and water outside the tube, and water flows inside the tubes and hot gases outside the tube. In case of the mode of firing, see here, mode of firing, in case of the fire tube boilers, internally fired, water tube boiler, externally fired. Operating pressures, it is the limited to 16 bar and it is the greater than 80 bar. So less low pressure suitable for the fire tube boiler, high pressure suitable for the water tube boiler. Rate of steam production is lower for the fire tube boiler, higher for the water tube boiler. And suitably not suitable for large power plants, but water tube boilers suitable for the large power plants. Risk on bursting involves lesser risk on the fire tube boiler, involves more risk on the water tube boilers. Floor area occupies more floor area compared to water tube boilers, fire tube boilers. And construction is difficult for fire tube boiler compared to water tube boilers, and shell diameter is large for same power producing by the water tube boiler. Treatment of water is not so necessary, for in case of the water tube boiler is necessary. Accessibility of various parts not so easily accessible for cleaning, repair, and inspection in case of the fire tube boiler. Requirement of skill require less skill for efficient and economic working. But in case of the water tube boiler, require more skills and careful attention because uh, these are the involves more risk on explosion due to higher pressure. And next, I am going to discuss about the boiler mountings and accessories. For efficient operation and maintenance of safety, the boiler equipped with two categories of components and elements. So that is our first category include the fittings which are primarily indicated for the safety of the boiler and for complete control the process of steam generation. These units are called mountings. The mountings from an integral part of the boiler and are mounted on the body of the boiler itself. These are the mountings are usually installed on the boiler. So first one is uh, two safety valves, two water level indicators, pressure gauge, fusible plug, steam stop valve, feed check valve, blow off cock, manhole and mud hole, etc. And second category include the components which are installed to increase the efficiency of the steam power plant and help in the power working of the boiler unit. These fittings are called boiler accessories. These are the these are the air preheater, economizer, superheater, feed pump, and injector. Next one is the boiler draught. Actually, draught is defined as a small pressure difference causing flow of air and gases through the boiler. It is essentially to supply a sufficient quantity of air to support combustion in boilers and to remove the products of combustion. It works on the simple thermodynamic principle, that is, the gas when heated expands in volume and decreases in density. In this condition, it is displayed by a more, more dense gas. Thus, draught producing equipment is designed to create a differential pressure sufficient to allow the desired volume of air flow into the furnace at the required velocity and to overcome the resistance of passing in the boiler and also to discharge gases at a sufficient height in order to avoid pollution to atmosphere. Here, the amount of draught necessary for a certain boiler plant depends on the rate at which combustion takes place and characteristics of the fluid fuel and its depth on the grade and design of the combustion chamber and the method of burning the fuel and also the resistance in the flue gases circuit offered by buffels and tubes, superheaters, economizers, preheaters, etc. And in case of the, we can say that if the simply we can say that draught is the difference between absolute gas pressure at any point in a glass flow passage and the ambient atmospheric pressure. In case of the less than the atmospheric pressure less than the gas pressure, so uh, the draught is said to be positive. In case of the atmospheric pressure is greater than gas pressure, the draught is said to be negative. And the draughts are further, the main classification of draught are boiler, natural draught and artificial draught. Already we discussed natural draught, it's created by a nature. In case of the artificial draught, there is a two further classified into two classifications. Steam jet draught, it is produced by steam jet, and another one is a mechanical draught, it is produced by fan. We are fixing the fan. So further mechanical draughts are classified into forced draught, induced draught, balanced draught. So let us discuss about the mechanical mechanical draught. So first one, forced draught. This figure, the first figure shows the forced draught, second figure induced draught, balanced draught. Here the comparing only here we are fixing the fan. Why we are fixing the fan? For taking the complete combustion of fuel, we are supplying the sufficient air. Here we are forcing the air into the combustion. So after complete combustion, the sufficient air will be exhaust into the atmosphere. So here the forced draught is example for the, here the furnace pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure. So previously we discussed, if it is the furnace pressure is greater than the atmospheric pressure, the draught is said to be positive. So forced draught is the positive. So if it is forced draught is a positive, so induced draught is a negative draught. Why? Because here initially in case of the forced draught, we are fixing the fan before the furnace, but in case of the induced draught, after the furnace, or we can say uh, before the chimney, we are attaching the fan. It is called it as induced fan. Here the function of the induced fan is suck the whatever the hot gases developed in the combustion it and exhaust into the chimney and sent to the chimney, and it sucks from the combustion furnace and it is sent to the atmosphere. So therefore here the furnace pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. So it is called it as negative draught. Forced draught is a positive, induced draught is a negative. And next another one is the balanced draught. So here the balanced draught is, here we are fixing the forced forced fan before the furnace and induced fan before the chimney. Here sufficient air will be supplying to the furnace, and here the induced fan ensures that whatever the hot gases are built in the furnace will be sucked and sent to the chimney. So this is the balanced draught. So these are the main differences between the forced draught and induced draught and balanced draught. Thank you, one and all.